Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. Thanks for staying with us. It's my pleasure to have back with us once again Rick Pendergraft, the market expert and editor-in-chief of Investors Daily Edge. Welcome back to Traders Nation. How are you today?
Good. Thanks for having me back, Kurt.
You're more than welcome. Now, Rick, what's going on out there? Let's bring it up to date with the banking bailout. First went from a 2-3-page document of request of about $700 billion, is now over 400 pages. It's got some earmarks in there. We'll get into that. Where are we at? What's this mean, Rick?
Good question. It's kind of up in the air still. I think we're seeing, last night we saw the Senate approve the bailout plan pretty handily. I mean, it wasn't a problem at all.
Yeah.
There's speculation right now that, it may not go through the House yet again. They're not sure yet when they're going to vote. It's still up in the air. There's a lot of uncertainty with it. I think that's why we're seeing the big down move today. There's so many things left unanswered at this point in time that people are shaky on this. And I was just talking to one of my colleagues a minute ago that tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, if we don't have a deal, it's going to get real ugly. Right. I don't think anybody wants to go into the weekend long without a bailout plan.
Ugly in the market's concern?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Now, let's focus on this. A lot of people a lot of constituents screaming up in arms that the bill was bad, and that's why it got turned down. And now they've added a little bit more to it. In fact, now they got earmarks into it, which now in my opinion, makes the bill worse.
Absolutely.
So what do we do?
I couldn't agree more.
I mean, what do we do? We can't. I don't know if Americans out there actually realize the alternative to not passing this. The credits are froze up, the markets are bad. 50% of American people are in the markets, and so I don't know what to do at this point.
I think people just don't have enough information, or they have bad information at this point in time. They're not. They don't understand fully. They still think it's a bailout of Wall Street, and it's a bailout of the American economy as a whole.
All right.
Without this deal, the credit market's going to remain tight. I wrote an article on it the other night saying that somebody needs to smack the politicians upside the head and quit your bickering.
Yeah.
People are frustrated by this. They do look at it as a handout. It's not really a handout. It is an investment by our government. It may be 10 years down the road before we see a return on that investment, and it could be a great return on this investment 10 years down the road.
I agree with that. The problem is now they're starting to introduce earmarks. I don't see any ROI from wooden arrowheads.
Exactly. To me, this is the kind of bill that the politicians should have just left alone. No earmarks whatsoever. We've got alternative energy, which I think everybody kind of believes in alternative energy and they're in favor of it. But this is not the kind of bill you need to attach earmarks to. You got to keep things separate.
Bottom line is that the more they mess with, the worse it gets. So
absolutely,
it's like putting drywall mud up on the wall. You put it up on the wall, and if it sticks and the pattern looks great, don't mess with it.
Exactly.
Because the more you mess with it, the more it gets muddied up and dirty.
Yeah, I made the comparison. I had knee surgery back in February, and I made the comparison to this bailout to my knee surgery. Did I want to have surgery? No. Did I need to have the surgery, or my knee wasn't going to work right again? Yeah. So I underwent the knee surgery.
Yeah.
I didn't hop up off the operating table and run out of the room.
Sure.
It took 3 months of rehab for my knee to get back to normal.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're looking at with this bailout. It's not going to solve everything tomorrow. If it gets approved, there's going to be some rehab time for the economy. And do we want to have to spend $700 billion, invest $700 billion? No, we don't want to. Do we have to get the economy back healthy? Yes.
And there's some ideology in there, too. People are like, I understand it, I get it, but I don't like socialism. And there's some ideology that's involved there, too, that in one big swoop, you got the government in your shorts when it comes to insurance and financials, all the majors, and now this. All right, Rick, we're out of time. Where can we find you at?
InvestorsDailyEdge.com.
Head on over there today. Rick Pendergraft, once again, as always, a pleasure. Thanks for being with us here today on Traders Nation.
Thanks, Kurt.
All right, you're more than welcome. Up next, more stocks and guests. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.